Hey everyone, welcome to Upstream 2021 and my presentation, Recognizing Burnout in Open Source. My name is Rain Oliver and I'm a technical community builder at Comunda. I use they, them pronouns. And before we get started, I just wanted to let you know this is a really short breakout session, so we're going to hop right into it and I'll get started and share my screen. Fantastic. And as mentioned, I am a technical community builder at Comunda. You can find me on Twitter at Kieran_Oliver. So you might be asking, burnout, what's burnout? Why do I need to know about it? What is it? So really quick, we're going to talk about the different types of burnout. Burnout at its core is giving more of your time and energy than you have able to spare. Likely someone you know is burnt out, and really you might be that person. So there's a lot of different types of burnout. There's cognitive, emotional, autistic, and physical. Keep in mind though, this isn't an exhaustive list and burnout takes many forms and can present differently in every individual. So if you've seen one person struggling with burnout, it doesn't look the same as someone else that might be struggling with burnout. So always keep that in mind. Recognizing burnout. What does that look like? How can I help myself? How can I help others? Let's look at that and say, what can I do to better recognize burnout and help people in my community? So this can look very different in open source communities. It can look like cognitive burnout, which is forgetfulness. Someone doesn't respond to a pull request. They don't attend a SIG meeting. They forget to attend other important meetings. They might not be able to pay attention to things as quickly as they once did, or they have difficulty concentrating. They can often ask you to reread things. They can ask people to repeat themselves. They're just not focused. There's also emotional, which is chronic fatigue, and you can have a change in behavior. You can change the way you communicate with people. You can be more terse where you used to be letting things slide, you used to be a little bit chill. And sometimes if you're emotionally burnt out, you can be quicker to anger or quicker to snap at people or any other things really. It's just changes in your typical communication pattern. So you can also feel drained and you don't find you have the motivation to work on open source. So you might not be able to contribute as you once did. You might find yourself not really wanting to go to SIG meetings or participate in things after hours or just generally contribute to open source, open a pull request, respond to a pull request. You're just not feeling it. And there's also, of course, depression. You don't do things that you used to do that you used to find enjoyable. Social activities. I mean, well, we're in a pandemic. Nobody's really doing very many social activities, but pretend we are. Social activities, you're not doing those either, and that's emotional burnout. Can take a few things that looks like that, take a few pages out of that book. That's how that can look. And there's also, of course, autistic and physical burnout. I myself am autistic, and I have experienced autistic burnout. And for me, that looks like increased sensory sensitivity, sound, noise. I can find Zoom calls really overwhelming when I'm autistically burnt out. I just tend to have my screen off. I tend to be muted, and I just kind of try to limit Zoom when I'm burnt out. Also, some autistic people find they have loss of speech. They can have headaches, migraines, other physical pain, and that's triggered often by a prolonged experience of masking, which is presenting neurotypical so as to mask one's autistic traits from neurotypical coworkers or team members. And this can also be physical burnout, also looks like similar to anxiety attacks, actually. You can have difficulty breathing, you can just be tired, worn out. Um, your heart rate can go up, it's tachycardia. I know when I have burnout and I have tachycardia, my heart rate will go up to like God 180. So it's like I'm actually like really doing hard out workouts and I'm just sitting in my chair. So that's not great. Never fun. Don't recommend. It's also you can just be again worn out, exhausted. A lot of burnout presents as just exhaustion, like everything really. So it can also be loss of coordination. You can be a little clumsy. You can just have aches, pains, and brain fog. You're just struggling. You're just absolutely struggling to concentrate, to focus, to get through the day. Brain fog is huge. You're just mired in the stuck in the mud. So brain fog's a big one for burnout as well. And burnout is not a surface level issue. Exhaustion is just the tip of that iceberg. So where you see just one thing, there's a lot under the surface that you've really got to be aware of as well. And what people don't see is that everything feels impossible. Everything is a struggle. And often people experiencing burnout don't know how to ask for help, or they might not even want to ask for help. And admitting that you're burnt out is really challenging and it's overwhelming and it really does feel impossible when you're in that moment. So admitting that you're burnt out is something that can be really daunting, but if you have a valid support system and a team that is psychologically safe, admitting that you're burnt out and getting the help you need is really critical. So here's how you can help actually people that are experiencing burnout. Have less meetings. That's crucial. Less meetings. Be flexible on your deadlines, hard and fast deadlines if someone's burnt out. That's just not going to work. Have someone assigned to issues that can help triage things. Have a clearly defined process in place. Be asynchronous as much as you can. And just generally be supportive. Encourage people to rest. Encourage people to take breaks. Don't punish them for coming to you and saying, hey, I'm burnt out. I need to take some time away. Make sure that you've got that support plan in place for those people that are experiencing burnout and that they know that they're psychologically safe without fear of repercussions if they admit that they are burnt out. And you can also learn to recognize signs of burnout in yourself and others so that you can catch it before it happens. 60% of people in this industry, in technology, surveyed online, reported suffering from burnout. 60%. If you lined up 10 of us in a room, 6 of us would be burnt out. That's not a good statistic. And it's okay, again, to put your own hypothetical oxygen mask on first. Help yourself before you help others and make sure that you're in the best place to help your teammates, help your friends, help your coworkers. So yeah, definitely help yourself. But again, you've got to get that number down. You've got to see 60% is not good, friends. What are we going to do in this community today to help reduce burnout? Hope that we can come up with some answers. So if you'd like additional resources on autistic fatigue, on neurodiversity, basic terms and definitions, and the relationship between burnout, stress, and anxiety, I've included some links in my slides, and those will be available for you after the presentation. And I thank you for being here. If you have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at Kieran Oliver, and you can find me as Slamp on GitHub. And I'm actually going to take a few questions now. So if you'd like to ask me some, I'm here in the chat, and I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you very much.